We have a new season spoiler alert. So once again, I have to say, spoiler, 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 spoiler alert. The first part of it is not really a spoiler, but the second part is definitely a spoiler. Anyway, if you don't want to know us Married at First Sight spoiler, it is with Myrla and Gil. If you don't want to know from the new season, please do not keep watching. But for everyone that does, here's the deal. Number one, Heavy.com just announced, this is just kind of more of a comment, not a spoiler, but Heavy.com did just announce that Myrla is actually selling her wedding dress on a wedding dress site. It's listed for $6,490, noting that it's 29% off. The site is called stillwhite.com, and the person listing it, her name is Myrla. The email has been verified. She's in Houston. It is 110% her. That is not that big of a spoiler because we could, you know, I mean, that could go anyway. She could want to just cash out and get her money, but she could still be with Gil. They could still be happy. That is not the spoiler. However, the spoiler alert is someone shared on Reddit a thing. Now, this is just coming from Reddit, so we cannot, you know, say yes or no if it's for sure or not. This could definitely be a lie, but this person said on Reddit, boom, right there, saying spoiler. So I went to college with one of Gil's friends/groomsmen and asked him flat out, do they last? He laughed and said, not even close. His exact words were, she's awful. They set my boy up for failure. I just knew I didn't like Myrla. Poor Gil, he deserved better. Yes, at first glance, if you are watching Married at First Sight, the thing I will say, and I hate to judge a book by its cover, but that, you know, I'm not saying anyone was set up for failure or that it was, no, probably not. The thing I will say, though, is Gil does seem very nice, and Myrla, off of first glance, I kind of just felt a little bit wishy-washy about her, and I hate to be so, I'm trying not to judge until something actually happens, but she did seem rude, and yeah, that kind of vibe, and Gil did seem very nice. Now, do I think it was fake, or a setup, or this or that? I honestly never do. People every year always say that there is a couple or a guy that goes on Married at First Sight, and they pick the guy, like Chris from last season, or Brett, or whatever. There's always a person that he's the villain, and this, or she's the villain. It's been a guy and a girl both year. I mean, there's always someone. I don't think that's the case. I really do just think that some people like Chris say literally anything to get on the show and to appear like they're a good person and they're hardworking and they're, you know, level-headed and they're not crazy. But the truth is, like, you know, we saw it with Chris and Pastor Cal. Pastor Cal adored Chris. Chris made it seem like he was a pastor's son. He was a nice guy. I even kind of fell for it too, and it looked like him and Paige would have been a perfect match because Paige really appears to be not perfect, no one is, but, you know, she really seemed to be like a perfect kind of a match for that. And when we got to meet the real Chris, and it's like, this is just so far from the truth. I do not believe Married at First Sight or the experts or anyone had any say in it or they chose. No, I think they just got suckered like we all got suckered, that's all. So Myrla, yeah, she doesn't seem nice. According to this Reddit spoiler, you know, I am not going to say anything further. I have not heard anything from Maps Fan, and that is typically the most, you know, all reliable source. So let's just take that for what it is. It could definitely be wrong. I'm not very shocked. The wedding dress thing, to me, it's kind of like the icing on the cake that just says, oh, yeah, that's probably the truth. But, you know, I'm sorry. I hate to ruin the show. That's why I warned you guys. Spoiler alert. And for the rest of the season, it's looking pretty good. I'll do a recap in a couple days. I am going to start religiously watching it. I'm going to attempt to religiously. I've been watching it from afar, but if it's going to be a drag-on show where it's dragged on and on and on and on, I will have to just be hit or miss because I have the most difficult time. If they're going to do this and then they drag it on here and they drag it on, you know, like I said before, I'll say it again. This is an amazing show, beautiful show. That should be about 15 episodes at absolute max. If it's going to start being 24, 20, no, that to me, this gets dragged on too much. But we'll have to wait and see. I think that should be a pretty good season, and we can probably pretty confidently say we have a pretty good idea what's going to go on with this couple, potentially, possibly even ex-couple now with Gil and Myrla. But comment below what you guys think. I could be wrong, and I would definitely love to hear what y'all think on that couple.